Okay, first of all, let me again thank the commissioners for being here. I am truly going to miss Commissioner Strickland next year. He is the Encyclopedia Britannica for the County Commission. If you want to know what happened in a county commission meeting in September of 2014, Richard can tell you. He's got the most incredible memory I've ever seen, and he's going to be sorely missed, and he's done a great job for District 3. Now I'd like to introduce some of our county staff that are here today. Catherine Downs, our Assistant County Manager. Tanya Miller, Director of Administrative Services and Chief Financial Officer. Tanya balances about 1,000 accounts impeccably to the penny, but she has trouble adding and subtracting on a tide chart. And Ora Reed, our HR manager, is here with us as well. And Matthew Kent, who is handling the electronics part of this, thankfully, is here with us, and he is our public information officer. Somebody asked me the other day, when's the last time we had a state of the county? I mean, we have a state of the nation, we have a state of the port. When do we have a state of the county? And the short answer to that is, to the best of my knowledge, never. This is the maiden voyage for a state of the county. It's only been a year and a half since the county officially adopted a strategic plan. And like many government plans that we know about, this strategic plan is not like many government documents that we know about that sit on a shelf somewhere and collect dust. This is a very vibrant document that literally drives every aspect of our county government, from the agenda all the way to all the decisions that we make. And I'd be remiss if I didn't acknowledge the assistance of Dr. Can you hear me? Yes. This thing's driving me crazy. I'd be remiss if I didn't acknowledge the assistance of Dr. Valerie Hepburn, who helped our county staff in the development of our strategic plan. And so many, many thanks to her and all she does for our community. Let me digress for just a minute if I can. I drew the short straw, so I get to remind you that your Glynn County government gave you a millage increase last year. Even though it had been 28 years since we'd had an increase, and Glynn County still remains in the bottom 15% of the state as far as millage rates, it still is hard to take. Any kind of tax increase is just doesn't make it very palatable. But that increase was necessary and was a critical element to the success of our strategic plan and to the state of Glynn County that you're going to hear about today. In a few moments, Alan Owers is going to share with you how the money that you paid in your increased tax bill was invested, and how you and the county are reaping benefits from that investment and are going to reap benefits going forward. On Monday of this week, Jim Bishop introduced Alan Owers to a group of very distinguished businessmen as the best county manager in the United States of America. You know, I don't know about that, but I do know that Alan Owers is certainly one of the best county managers in the southeastern United States. As you all know, Alan was offered what is probably the premier county manager job in the Southeast, and that would be Beaufort County, South Carolina, i.e. Hilton Head. A position that was highly sought after by many, many qualified managers from all over the United States. And I think it's good to know that they sought Alan, he didn't seek them. He turned the job down, not because he's got a cush job here, a job where he's never criticized or the subject of unfounded, unfair, slanderous accusations. Sometimes I think the poor man must surely feel like Brett Kavanaugh. He turned it down because he learned from another sibling that his teenage daughter wanted to graduate from high school in Glynn County. He put his family before his career. Over the last 3 years, 9 months, and 5 days, I've witnessed Alan Owers make decisions for the right reasons. He's an asset to this community, and we're mighty lucky to have him leading our county administration. The state of the county has never been better, and it's getting better all the time. Alan Hours.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman, for those very, very kind remarks. I don't believe that I deserve them. When people compliment me on anything, my first response is, it's not me, it's the team I work with. And I can stand here before you and tell you that Glynn County is the best team I've ever worked with. The ladies and gentlemen here before you today and others back in Brunswick work tirelessly and diligently every day for you, and we are just so appreciative of what they do. So, Mr. Chairman, I certainly appreciate your comments, but I'm surrounded by really extraordinary people. Well, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Okay, just want to make sure everybody's awake. I'm very grateful for this beautiful day to be able to bring to you the state of Glynn County. Now, unlike the chairman, I need a microphone. Can everybody hear me okay? Yep. In the back? Okay. Last year, Glynn County and many of you adopted a shared vision statement. And that vision statement is that we will work together to make Brunswick and the Golden Isles an exceptional place to live, work, and visit by strengthening our communities and by enhancing the quality of life. In 2017, the Board of Commissioners adopted the county's first ever strategic plan. 6 strategic plan goals guide Glynn County forward and serve as a foundation for this state of 2018 state of the county. And those goals are safe community, financially responsible government, exceptional customer service, planned and managed growth, a great place to live, and valued employees. The only way to test for improvement is to have a baseline from which to grow. The citizen survey that was done earlier this year set a standard for how well we accomplish our goals. The survey had a rating of 1 to 4, with 4 being the highest. And you will see scores on the presentation on the screen of the various performance measurements that were taken. The survey was a representative sample of our demographics here in Glynn County. The survey guides the county in completing our goals. And 85% of those who responded said that we were doing a good job. A safe community, we believe, is a cornerstone to attracting and keeping residents, businesses, and tourists in the county. We're very blessed that in the last year, we've been able to retain our public safety employees. Before that, there was a high rate of turnover. In the last year, we've hired 17 new police officers, 28 new firefighters. We've trained paramedics, EMTs, and a water rescue team. For the first time in a long time, we have a waiting list of police officers, of 911 communications officers, of firefighters, of paramedics that want to be on the Glynn County team. You may have noticed these young men in yellow shirts and black shorts throughout the county on bicycles. Those are our new community relations unit. I'm excited about that. And I'm grateful that Chief Powell had the vision to put these individuals back in the service. And what that's helped us to do is to reestablish community policing. We've also shifted some of the duties of our police officers to civilian positions, which enables our police officers to focus more on the criminal aspects in our county. One of the things that really excites me is that Chief Powell has worked diligently to establish good relationships with the Sheriff's Office, with the City of Brunswick Police Department, with our school resource officers, with the State Patrol, with the State DNR, with the FBI, with the ATF, and the list goes on. Most recently, the U.S. Attorney General in Savannah invited Chief Powell to attend with him a national symposium, which to me is very, very telling of the effort that Chief Powell's made to establish these relationships. And what do those relationships mean? It means that the more thugs are coming off the street because they're working together. Our new street crimes unit and long-standing Glynn, Brunswick narcotics team this year has taken 122 guns off of our street, removed $750,000 worth of drugs off our streets. Many known gang members, they're in the big house now. They're not in the house in our community. And we've had a 12.5% reduction in major crimes. In addition, we have purchased 6 new fire engines, 2 aerial ladder trucks, 3 ambulances. What does this mean? It means that we're able to get to you when we need to get to you. Trucks have increased reliability. When a fire engine breaks down, it's weeks before it can be fixed. But we're not stopping. We've declared war on the gangs and drugs in our community. I meet with Chief Powell monthly on a regular basis. Of course, I meet with him more often than that. But every month, the first thing on my list is, where are we at? Are we staying with the same momentum in getting rid of our gangs and drugs? And that's a key for us. Recently, there's been a little discussion about golf carts in our community. Well, I'm here to share with you that the county attorney's office has been asked by the Board of Commissioners to strengthen our ordinance, and that will be forthcoming in the weeks ahead. And what that will mean is that if you're riding in a golf cart, you're going to be strapped in with a seatbelt. There will be adult drivers, and the little children that are in people's arms now, they'll be in car seats. So I commend the Board of Commissioners for their listening of you and your concern about the golf carts. You can see the importance of public safety in the county budget and the resources the Board of Commissioners have committed to keeping our community safe. Public safety makes up over 44% of the general fund budget. But in addition to using your tax dollars, we're looking how we can reduce the expenditure of tax dollars by collecting more of the ambulance bills due, reducing overtime expenditures, and charging the appropriate amount for medical fees. Not only is Glynn County saving money within these departments, but our Class 3 fire protection, which is huge. Most counties don't have a Class 3 fire protection. We're very blessed to have that. Our new FEMA flood map revisions and new flood prevention ordinances mean lower premium costs for you. These moves help us to be a financially responsible government. Your Board of Commissioners and county staff, we want to make every cent count. In order to count those cents, the Board of Commissioners has authorized the purchase of a new financial software system. And this may not seem like a big deal, but it is a big deal for us. It replaces a 20-year-old system and integrates many different modules for efficiency. We are very blessed in this community to have a rainy day fund that's set at $30 million. Some have said, why do you need so much money? Why do you need a rainy day fund? I'll give you 2 words, Matthew and Irma. For Matthew, we requested reimbursement of almost $10 million. We're still owed $2 million. Matthew was 2 years ago. For Irma, we request reimbursement of over $10 million. To date, and Irma was a year ago, we've only received $40,000. Emmett, I'm glad you're here. You heard what I just said, right? We have an internal auditor and contract analyst position. And what these two positions do is ensures maximum value of outsourced services and resources. Our internal auditor has conducted the review of several departments. She has created a cash handling system and continues every day to work to ensure that your dollars are accounted for. Last year, the Board of Commissioners appointed a SPLOST 2016 Citizens Oversight Committee. This committee meets every other month, and they hold us accountable to what we told you that we would do with your SPLOST dollars. The projects are on time and within budget. So far, as of August 31st, we have collected $37 million in SPLOST funds. And I'm pleased to tell you that our original projections are way ahead of schedule. The economy in Glynn County is good. We just completed the resurfacing of the portion of Norwood Street that is in Glynn County, the unincorporated area. And we just completed a sidewalk extension on Highway 341 from McKenzie Road to Highway 99. Currently, a new sidewalk in South Harrington is under construction. A large box culvert on Old Jessup Road is under construction. And the reconstruction of a section of Old Jessup Road is under construction. Next week, the fun begins, and we will resurface Demery Road. So we ask for your patience as we do that. As you're driving down Demery Road, you may have noticed that it needs to be resurfaced. And we have a lot of other improvements underway for St. Simon's Island. But it's going to be important for all of us to work together and to be patient with these improvements. But the improvements will improve our traffic, will help the traffic flow better, and one of the big projects is drainage in the village. And that will greatly improve the drainage in the village, and that should be started around the first of the year. We have probably the best grants writer in Georgia, maybe in the nation. And Mayor Harvey, we appreciate you letting us take her from the city. She's exceptional. The last year, she and other county staff have gotten over $5.6 million in grants. One is a SAFER grant. SAFER stands for Staffing for Adequate Fire and Emergency Response. And that has allowed us to hire 15 new firefighters. We've also received a FLAP grant. You're probably wondering what is FLAP, and that stands for the Federal Lands Access Program for $1.3 million. And what this allows us to do is to reroute Frederica Road at Christ Church. And that will greatly improve the safety of our citizens and visitors to that area. The growth in industry and tourism in Glynn County has kept a millage rate of 7.383 in the lowest 15% of Georgia's 159 counties. Those tax dollars collected fund the ability for Glynn County to provide exceptional customer service to you. Some of you may know, some of you may not know, but we have a customer service department. If you ever need a service from the county, that number is 554-7111. In 2018, they answered 23,524 calls and issued 25,653 service requests. You can follow the Glynn County Board of Commissioners, Emergency Management, Police, and Fire on Facebook. And folks, this is information directly from the source. The backbone of the work that you see every day, whether it be on Glynn County-owned roads, bridges, facilities, or for hurricane recovery is done by your Public Works Department. Dave Austin, our Public Works Director, is extraordinary. In the last year alone, they have resurfaced 72 streets, installed a new bridge on Glencoe Parkway, repaired or replaced 10 beach access points damaged by Hurricane Irma, completed 30 traffic studies, and numerous other projects. A Citizens Advisory, a Citizens Academy will begin in 2019 that teaches interested members of the community about the responsibilities of county government. The Citizens Academy is a great way to find civic talent to serve in problem-solving roles, such as citizen-run advisory groups. Excuse me. The Board of Commissioners has appointed numerous citizens to serve on the more than 100 voluntary positions on committees and boards throughout the county. This not only keeps our citizens engaged, but provides us honest feedback. It helps provide a path for planned and managed growth. On October 18th, the Board of Commissioners will adopt our new comprehensive plan. This plan has been approved by the Department of Community Affairs of the state of Georgia, and the plan exceeds their requirements. The future land use map within the plan contains over 63,000 individual parcels. Included in this year's budget is $200,000 to hire a consultant to revise our ordinances to match the comprehensive plan. And that's really where the rubber meets the road, is our ordinances. That's the law, and that's what dictates how growth takes place in Glynn County. So we are looking forward to beginning that process soon. Within the last 2 weeks, we were able to secure a $223,560 grant for a new traffic study on St. Simon's Island. This will expand on the pond study that was done a few years ago. A much requested St. Simon's Island tree canopy preservation ordinance has been adopted by the Board of Commissioners to protect the trees that give St. Simon's Island the character that we all love. The historic live oaks will be preserved when possible and replanted when necessary. This enforcement will help keep Glynn County a great place to live. Not only is staff prioritizing the preservation of older trees, but we are also planting new trees. In the last year, we have planted over 107 new live oak trees and other trees. We are blessed to have a phenomenal library system in Glynn County. Last year, they saw over 180,000 visitors. Currently in Brunswick, the library is undergoing a $3.5 million renovation. It's making the space that is there efficient and modern and will serve our needs for years to come. Public Works and Code Enforcement are aggressively enforcing anti-littering ordinances, and in the last year have picked up over 56 tons of trash. The Trash-Free Beach Initiative that uses a carry-in, carry-out ethic is also reducing the amount of litter seen at Massengill Park and at Coast Guard Station. A new animal control facility is under design. We have $1.5 million in SPLOST 2016 for this facility. This new facility will provide better disease management. You may have noticed announcements recently about having to quarantine and close the shelter. Well, the new shelter will provide the proper space, so we won't have to do that anymore, and it will meet all state requirements. This will not only improve the lives of the animals in the shelter, but will also provide our county staff with the proper equipment and working space to effectively take care of the animals. It has been proven that retaining valued employees saves money. The county has over 1,000 employees, full-time and part-time. In order to keep staff, the Human Resources Department provides employee surveys at regular intervals to determine how we can best meet our employees' needs. Recently, the Board of Commissioners was able to provide all public safety employees an increase in their pay. And this has helped us retain those individuals. We have a career track for employees, and our county pension fund, unlike many in the nation, is funded at 90%. 90%. When I came here 8 years ago, our pension fund was valued at $50 million. Today it's valued right at $100 million. We've been very blessed with the investments that have been made. But there's still more to do. We're very close to completing SPLOST 4 and 5. We have a couple projects under construction, and we have a couple projects, Jimmy Junkin, that we need to work with you on to get complete. Positions on the Revenue Study Committee remain unfilled due to a lack of applicants. And this is a great opportunity for you as business leaders to participate in our revenues and help us to decide where they should be at. Still have a capital budgeting process to develop, and we will always be working on planned and managed growth. That's the great thing about Glynn County. People want to be here. And we will always work to reduce crime, and we will always work to improve our customer service rates. Following the strategic plan and through citizen surveys, county staff is taking the steps to understand what you want from us. You can expect to see the next citizen survey in 2020, and we highly encourage your participation. Your input will help the county to continue to measure progress in your eyes. Until then, if you have problems or concerns, please reach out to customer service, email your commissioners, find us on social media, or come to a meeting. Thank you for the opportunity to update you on the state of Glynn County. It is an honor to serve you.